guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tess and today I'm doing a little chit chat, get ready with you guys. I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind recently in relation to my career and my job, and I wanted to go through some of my DMs and answer some of you guys' questions. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up if you like it. Let me know in the comments what you would like to see next, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, let's get into it. I feel like my makeup, well, I haven't sat down and filmed a makeup video since I started my channel, so this is actually really fun. I'm excited, and I'm excited to just talk to you guys and vent and talk about my year, and I want to hear about yours in the comments. But let's get into the makeup. I get some questions about what kind of makeup I like and what I see is best for the skin, so I tend to recommend mineral makeup. I feel it's the best because it's non-comedogenic, and I feel it tends to have a more healing effect on the skin rather than clogging or irritating, which you might find in lots of trendy makeup. So I kind of just recommend in general staying away from the trends in skincare and makeup. So I stay pretty loyal to my tried and true Jane Iredale. This is her primer. I feel like pretty much any skin type can use this. It's just hydrating. It's called the Smooth Affair. If you're super breakout prone, you might want to minimize layers, so maybe you don't even want to use a primer. Maybe you just want to use like a light oil-free moisturizer as your primer. But I am a little dry right now, so I am going to apply the primer. And by the way, guys, I keep my makeup brushes in a sealed, closed container. That way they're not getting touched by bacteria in the air, dust, all that stuff. One of my new favorite brushes, I got this year. It is from Tarte. So I'm just gonna apply this all over my pasty white ghosty face. I don't know if it's worse to look in the viewfinder or at my mirror, so I'm sorry. I just wanted to talk to you guys. But I feel like 2020 is kind of like, this feels like this month has flown by, but it also feels like it's been a little rough, to be honest, in 2020. And I think I have to be like honest and say it's because I haven't had the best attitude. I feel like I've been waking up not feeling as grateful as I should because I'm so blessed. I live a very beautiful life, and I think I've worked hard and attracted a lot of amazing things for myself, including you guys. So I think it's just, it starts with being aware of that and trying to shift my attitude. And sometimes that means letting myself have a day where I feel down, and that's fine. It's not going to be sunshine and roses every day. So, gotta be realistic, and just because you have a bad few days doesn't mean it was a bad month, doesn't mean it's a bad year. It's just, it is what it is. Always want to make sure your hands are clean before you apply makeup. And honestly, I feel like the brush didn't do what I wanted it to do. So I'm going to apply the primer with clean hands. Sometimes when I'm feeling like I might start to break out, I will try to minimize my layers like I said, and for example, I'll just do a serum and then an SPF in the morning rather than moisturizer and then sunscreen. I wanted to address some of y'all's DMs because I just like to answer them. So I might just kind of flip through some I've got recently and answer them for you guys. Let's see if I can find some. Okay, this is one I keep getting. Your favorite brands / products / supplies for facials, trusted SD supplies, skincare products, makeup brands you like. So I will show you guys some of the makeup brands I like. I haven't done makeup in so long. I think I'm just gonna be pretty basic. I'm actually going to a basketball game tonight. My boyfriend works for a local college, and he is in the athletic department. He is one of the baseball coaches, so we're gonna go actually tonight to a basketball game, which I love basketball, so this will be fun. I don't really know what you wear to one of these kind of things. Black top, jeans, boots, can't go wrong. So I'm gonna start with, I know a lot of people do their eye makeup first, but I like to get my base on, and I'm going to be doing a pretty simple eye, so I think it'll be okay. I'm gonna do the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. This is the oil-free version, so this is a favorite for sure. I wanted to show you guys the other option I use, so I switched between these two, the Laura Mercier and the Jane Iredale Liquid Minerals Foundation. This one's actually a little lighter than the Tinted Moisturizer, so it's nice for daytime, or I'll even just wear it as concealer. And I just wanted to say quickly, I really prefer a brush to a sponge because sponges are so porous that the bacteria and dirt and makeup really just gets in there and sits. Even if you have like the Beauty Blender soap or whatever, you know, you use to clean it, I don't feel like sponges are something you can truly clean. And bacteria is just the culprit of so many types of skin problems, whether it's inflammation or acne. So I recommend brushes or clean hands, or it's not sustainable and I don't do this, but one-time use sponges, that kind of thing, would be more hygienic and technically better for the skin. And by the way, I've really been loving something called the makeup eraser to take off my makeup because it is so sustainable. You don't need makeup wipes, which are not good for the skin either. So that is what I use to take off my makeup. I'm gonna go out of order here and just kind of skip around. I know a lot of people do like eye makeup first, but I always feel like I need to get a little base down so I can look at myself and then kind of like see the whole bigger picture, do a little eye makeup, and then I'll come back and kind of touch up with concealer. Anyone else like that? And just skip around with their makeup, let me know. And I'm going to be spritzing my skin throughout to kind of keep things dewy. And in general, I don't recommend spraying your face throughout the day because it is dehydrating and it's gonna pull moisture out of your skin. But for the purposes of setting your makeup, I do like to set my makeup. This one is the Pumice Hydration Spray from Jane Iredale. I got it from Nordstrom, and I can link these products below. And I like that she doesn't have perfume or added synthetic ingredients in her products. She is a non-toxic brand, and actually used to use her in high school, and I feel like just MAC and Tarte and all these, Too Faced, all these bigger brands took over, and now I'm revisiting her, and I don't know why I ever left Jane, but she's back in my life. I'm definitely not a makeup YouTuber. I'm like all over the place, so thank you guys for bearing with me. I'm gonna just dust on a little bit of Wedge by MAC. I do like experimenting with certain brands, like those from Sephora when I'm playing with a lip or an eyeshadow, but normally my face makeup stays the same. So you guys were asking what brands I like for face makeup. Primarily Jane Iredale is what I use for products on the face, and then I will use a bronzer and a highlight from Bare Minerals. I'll show you guys what these look like on the skin, but I think they're really beautiful. So I don't prefer to use brands like a lot of department store brands on the face because I have a little bit tricky skin and it's been really hard to manage my acne. I actually just posted a video about how I've managed my acne over the course of a year, but it's been such a journey. So I work really hard on my skin, so I don't like to take too many chances with trendy beauty products or brands, so I don't hop around that much. I'm just gonna kind of keep this to I need a mirror. Keep this to the eyelid. I have huge eyelids. I'm gonna keep it under there. When I go over, it just ends up looking too crazy. So I'm mostly keeping this in the crease, and then I'm gonna pop a little goldy champagne color in the center. But Wedge is such a good neutral brown and such a good transition shade. Learned that word from Jaclyn Hill. Professional skincare brands, I like some of my favorites. I mean, obviously Dermaplus, where I work, is my absolute favorite. It makes up pretty much 90% of my routine. I've tried a lot of professional lines, and theirs is just, it's mild but effective, so I really appreciate that. So that makes up about 90% of my routine. If you guys ever want to shop from Dermaplus, I'm happy to make recommendations for your skin if you want to send me a DM, but we do have a square up, so I can definitely help you out online if you send me pictures and we chat a little bit. So Dermaplus would be my number one, and I think the prices are just right for a professional line. And I really appreciate that, because some lines, I'm curious like what goes into them to make the products, you know, make a face cream more than $200. There's not too many ingredients in skincare that are extravagantly expensive that the skin needs. Like, it is a functioning organ, so it only needs so much. Maybe some stem cells, those would be like more expensive ingredients. Vitamin C, because it's hard to stabilize. Certain serums where you're getting a more concentrated molecule, but just be wary of super expensive lines. So Dermaplus is Clinical is another good one. I like their gentle cleansing complex a lot. Image tends to be pretty nice across the board. I have dabbled with cosmetics. I tried an eye serum from them. That was really expensive, and I was kind of on the fence about it. But cosmetics, let's see. I think those are my main ones I can speak on. If you guys have professional lines you're obsessed with, maybe start a little chain in the comments. I know Eminence is popular. For me, it's kind of okay. My boyfriend's calling. Hey, babe.
Hi, beauty.
What's up?
I just got back in the office to practice. You home?
Yeah, I'm just getting ready now, actually.
Okay. I'm going to change real quick. Riley wants to go to this place called the Fourth Board. It's in Orinda. It's right off the freeway. To you just call me when you leave, and I'll send you the address.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, babe. Love you. See you soon.
All right, love you. Bye. Sorry for I was so rudely interrupted. Just kidding. He will never watch this. Okay, so those are my favorite professional skincare lines. As far as hair, I always stick to Olaplex. And then makeup, like I said, Jane Iredale and Bare Minerals are probably my favorite lines. This wasn't a question. I'm sorry I'm not looking at you guys while I do this. I guess I kind of have to rush now. But I wanted to talk about an element of the job that I think not enough people talk about, and that is criticism. And it's something you face in any job. But I think for estheticians, when it happens, and this is something I've experienced recently, when it happens, I think it's something you can choose to take very personally, because it's not so much a career where you say it's just business, it's not personal. It's a career where you pour your literal heart, soul, energy. Like, at the end of the day, my back hurts, I'm picking up hair on the floor, I'm like massaging people's feet. It's not glamorous. There's sides to the job that are intense physical labor, but it's something you do because you truly love it. And I have so many clients I truly love, I think of as friends and family, and they make everything I do so absorbently worth it. That said, you're not every client that walks in is not going to be your regular. It could be anyone from off the street. So you're probably going to face some criticism in the time you are an esthetician. It just happens. The criticism, it's just an aspect of the job. And I think what's hard for me is just accepting not everyone may love you. And I know it kind of sounds like it's coming from a place of ego, but I truly love that feeling of feeling important somewhere and that I belong and that I am a value to somebody's life, that people look forward to coming to see me. Like, I thrive off that feeling. And it's just like, you have to take the good with the bad and understand as good of an impact you may have on somebody's life. Like, you just may not be somebody's cup of tea, and there's technical aspects to the job that can always be improved on. So I'm trying to just level up and just be better at accepting the criticism. If you guys have had experience with this, and just like any criticism in general, I would love to hear your advice, because it's not something that happens all the time, but it really stings when it does. And this is one of my biggest flaws, I will sit on a critique for days, and objectively, I know I need to move forward. I know it's something I shouldn't take personal, but I sit on it for days. I start to question my self-worth. I get really, really hard on myself. And just because you have a bad day, it doesn't make you a bad esthetician. So that's just something to keep in mind, because it wasn't really something we talked about in school. It was just, you gave your best and that was good enough. And in the real world, people are paying clients and they have a certain set of expectations. They may have a favorite person they see all the time. You may not deliver the same results. It may not be, it's never going to be the same experience. So just something to keep in mind, not to be too hard on yourself, but also understand the client is queen. What she wants and the experience she's after is something we can always strive to deliver. It can't 100% be the case all the time, but I think kind of the way to minimize disappointing somebody is being in constant communication in your facials. And that's why I say there's never really any silent treatments, because you should always be communicating, especially in points of tension throughout the facial. And by that, I mean extractions, peels, anything that might feel active on the skin. Always check in, always let the client know that they're in control, because you want to make them feel safe. Let them know you can keep going with a certain service if they're okay with it, but that you can always back off if it's too uncomfortable. So I think that I'm trying to take more accountability with that. And I think in 2020, I'd rather over communicate, and I don't want to harass somebody and make it not a relaxing experience, because at the end of the day, that's your goal. So I think it's a balance of communication and making it relaxing for somebody. So something I am working on in 2020. Okay, I am going to take Sweet Heat. I think this eyeshadow is killer. It's the coolest eyeshadow I own. It's by MAC. It's like this very iridescent pinky, goldy, coppery silver. Like, who even knew that combo was possible? But it is gorgeous, and I love this for just making a center lid pop. I think this is the easiest way to make an eye shadow look like you spent a long time doing it, but you didn't, is to just buff the outer crease with a tan or a brown, and then go in with a really easy nude. Like, these colors are very easy to work with, Wedge and Sweet Heat, and I think it's just such an easy look to throw together. I like to put Sweet Heat on like the inner corner of my eye as well. It's kind of all over the place actually, so I am just gonna kind of work it in, taking a clean fluffy brush and just buffing out the edges. I like to do like a upward fanning motion and just make sure there's no harsh lines. I'm gonna do a little bit of my bronzer in the crease just to make it a little bit more dramatic. For concealer, I'm gonna take NARS Vanilla Light 2 and just put it under the eye. Let's do a little spritz. For brows, I've been loving more of just a casual vibe, like nothing too intense. So I've been actually just using this clear gel from Maybelline, but we're going a little bit more all out today, so I'm going to do my brows quickly off camera. Oh, and by the way, this is the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Taupe, and I'm going to use the clear Anastasia gel to just set them in place. I'm going to do a little like blush highlighter combo. This is the NARS Orgasm Illuminator, and I think this honestly makes the look. I try to minimize my products just for regular day-to-day because the more layers, the more I break out, but it's kind of a special fun going out night. I mean, can't remember the last time I did a full face of makeup, so I'm gonna go for it. Gotta put it on the tip of the nose and the Cupid's bow. That is just what it's all about. Gives you the cutest, shortest nose. I feel like Victoria's Secret model hack is like putting it on the inner corner of your eye. I just feel like they all do that, so I'm gonna do it too. I'm gonna go a little bit more under the eye with my bronzer just to make it look a little bit more smoky and connect it with the crease. I love talking to you guys in DMs, and shout out to Tess. We message all the time, and she was just sending me, like, she was checking in and she was like, I hope you're feeling good lately. And I was like, I'm actually having a really hard day. And I told her kind of what was going on with my self-doubt and just like picking myself apart over a little bit of criticism. So this was her advice to me. I feel like it will maybe help you guys out. She said, love, don't take it personally. I know it may sound easy to say, but try to keep in mind that you're truly a great esthetician. You have a caring and loving community that will always have your back. You never know what's happening in somebody's life, and you won't be able to please everyone, even though you're doing your best. And I mean, what could feel better than a facial? It just happens sometimes that people aren't receptive to your energy, even if your energy is caring and passionate. All this to say, try to see it as a reflection of somebody else. Keep your head high and your beautiful aura intact, because it will save you from getting overwhelmed by these negative feelings. So true. Not to say there's not room for me to improve. I think a lot of times people come to me because I am somebody who puts themselves out there online and they think I have all the answers, but I'm really just about 2 years out of SD school myself, so I am still learning. So thank you guys for respecting my journey and just where I'm at in the process. I've always wanted to just share in my journey with you. I didn't want to wait until I reached my final destination, until I was this perfect experienced esthetician to start sharing, because I just felt like so many of you would miss out on being able to relate to somebody and having a role model who's somewhat relatable, and I'd say where I am in life is attainable. So I wanted to be that outlet. So with that, I sacrificed like putting a perfect version of myself out there. So thank you guys for being so gracious. Every time I get a YouTube comment, it's like an abbreviated version, and I'm so nervous it's going to be something harsh or mean. And it's really hard, and hardly ever has been. So thank you guys so much for just being such little angels and bringing such love and light into my life, because there's so much of the other stuff out there. So thank you guys for keeping this community positive, and it's something I can look to as an outlet. And yeah, you guys just have my back. So thank you so, so much. I'm so grateful for that. And it's honestly one of the biggest blessings in my life. So I love you guys. I'm gonna put on a little bit of eyeliner. This is the part that scares me. So I might just do this off camera real quick here. I just like doing it messily, casually. I guess you guys can watch me, but I'm afraid I'll mess up. Just like into the lash line and kind of blending it out. That way my mascara doesn't look wonky if it gets on my lid. That's the only reason I do eyeliner. Whew. Other eye, other eye. My little eyeliner hack is to use an angled brush, and I will just kind of flick up so that way you get a little cat eye, but without a lot of risk, like using a liquid liner. Sometimes that goes awry for me, so this is what works for me. I use the other side and flick up, like I just go like this, where that angle is. Okay, I've got my liner on. I'm gonna curl my lashes. Crucial step, like for me, sometimes even if I'm going to the gym, I'll do lashes and then do a clear brow gel on lashes and brows, and that just makes me feel more put together, and then I'm more confident. I don't know, just a little hack that works for me. I like to squeeze about 15 times because I'm over the top. I'm setting my face / doing some bronzer with my Bare Minerals powder. I set my face with bronzer because I really try to minimize my powders. With having dry skin, I don't think it's flattering to me. So I know a lot of people go crazy with the baking and the powders, and I think it looks so fun, and I want to bake and I want to be cool, but it just doesn't look good on me. So setting with a little bit of bronzer. I feel like I'm the only one. I've always felt so left out of YouTube and just makeup without being able to set my face. But it's okay. You gotta do what works for you. Brush was a little large. I'm gonna go in with a different one. This is by Jenny Patkin. It's a cruelty-free brush. And just kind of contour. I like to make my forehead look smaller, so bronzing it up. Back in with a fluffier brush to just buff things out. Gonna do some mascara. I'm not obsessed with any mascara at the moment. Somebody help a girl out. This is the Urban Decay Perversion mascara. I used to love it more than I do now. I think it's just okay, but let me know if you have recommendations for mascara. The last question I got that I'm gonna answer is peels. What do I think about them? When can you use them? Peels I think are fantastic. They're just more of a high risk thing to do in a facial. So lactic I think tends to be a little bit safer for most skin types. It's going to be more hydrating, and even sensitive rosacea prone people can use it. Glycolic and salicylic really just basic overview work to dissolve congestion. So they actually can work well over blackheads, not any kind of open wound, but those types of peels can really just help to dissolve congestion in the skin. So that's just a little brief synopsis, but overall, yes, I love peels, and I really think they can make for more beautiful, stronger, healthier skin. Okay guys, I'm gonna end my video here. Thank you so, so much for watching. I hope you liked this little basic look and this little chit chat. So please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I will see you guys in the next video.